Ian didn't check the withdrawal agreement, and Duncan's not happy about it. People aren't dying to get back to the office. And CSI Bromsgrove Nigel fartface Farage investigates. These are the interesting times. Hello everybody, my name's Matt Johnston. Welcome to The Interesting Times, a show that takes a sidewise swipe at politics right here in the UK. On Tuesday, the Department of Health sent a letter to pharmaceuticals advising them to have 6 weeks of medicine supply in the UK in the event of a no-deal Brexit. You know, just in case we need to stop the populace turning into mindless zombies. Yeah, nothing says no need to panic like stockpiling medicines. In fact, the withdrawal agreement has come in for a little bit of closer scrutiny. And by that, of course, I mean scrutiny. Do you remember this before the last election?
The others are ready to This is the get Brexit done. This is the perfect metaphor for what we're going to do in the run-up to Christmas. If we can get a working majority, we have a deal. It's ready to go. You saw how easy it is. We put it in, slam it in the oven, take it out. There it is. Get Brexit done. Take the country forward. Unite and level up.
It's a fucking pie, mate. Anyway, it appears Duncan Smith wasn't happy about a part of the agreement that was buried away in the writing, stipulating how much we had to pay as part of the withdrawal agreement. Exactly. Who knew those EU negotiators would be so sneaky as to put a financial sum needed to ratify the agreement as part of the agreement? Genius! Duncan Smith tweeted that it wasn't fair the EU wanted our money. Wait. So it's not our cultural awareness and happy disposition that they're after? Duncan Smith laid out a fairly long tweet as to why this really not fair at all. He should have a word with this guy, Ian Smith, no relation I hope, who back in November last year stood up in the House of Commons to say this.
And there's a reason, because we've had more than 100 hours in committee over the last 3.5 years. The reality is, if there is anything about this arrangement that we have not now debated, thrashed to death, I would love to know what it is.
Honestly, I wouldn't like to be in the room when these two are thrashing it out. Whether it's Duncan Smith's we didn't have enough time to look this over properly, or Ian Smith's enough is enough, let's just get on with it. Duncan's pragmatic approach to checking over an agreement we're going to be tied to after December this year. Or Ian Smith's more cavalier attitude. Duncan or Ian? Ian or Duncan? Duncan or Ian? Ian, wait a minute. It can't be. It is. It's Ian and Duncan Smith, or Ian Duncan Smith. Well, say what you like about that guy, because you won't remember in 9 months' time anyway. We all need to get back to work. We can't live forever at taxpayers' expense. Who do we think we are? The government? So say such lead from the front examples like CEO of Pimlico Plumbers, Charlie Mullings.
I'm not prepared to pay people to sit at home and do nothing.
Says man sitting at one of his homes doing nothing. Kirsty also took to Twitter to say that if it was her, and yes, people do get incredibly brave when they're talking about the health of others, if it was her, she would be back to the office in a snip, showing her boss her willingness to get on with things. But to be fair, this is a woman that considers this a job.
Kirsty, what are you going to show me how to make?
I'm hoping to show you how to make one of those.
Sarah Vine also took to social media, tweeting, "If I get COVID and cop it, so be it. I certainly don't expect the nation to bankrupt itself to save my sorry ass." Now she's married to Michael Gove. Yes, the campaigner behind Vote Leave, one of the foremost individuals responsible for Brexit. Well, she may not expect the nation to bankrupt itself to save her sorry ass, but has no problem having it do so for her husband's equally grumpy bum. I tell you what, keeping up appearances isn't dating very well.
One of the first places that got in touch with me were some residents here in Bromsgrove in the West Midlands. So I've come up today to have a look. We're going to go to the Bromsgrove Hilton to find out if it's true that 147 people who've come into the country have been put from Dover onto coaches, which are there almost every day. Going to find out whether it's true that that hotel is now full. Now, I think it probably is, because you try and book a room in the Bromsgrove Hilton, have a go. The number doesn't answer. The booking form says that basically it's full for the rest of the year, and this during the middle of the crisis. So let's find out what's going on here in Bromsgrove, and I promise you, whatever we see here today is but the tip of the iceberg.
Yes, that hub of tourism, theatres, culture and sunshine, Bromsgrove is now out of bounds. Where next? Kidderminster? Nigel took it upon himself to investigate further.
I understand the local MP, Sajid Javid, has said nothing, but he said to you that it would be temporary, did he?
I had an email from him saying that it was a temporary arrangement.
Anne, is that you? Nigel went to the Hilton, Bromsgrove, to get to the bottom of what was going on. He wasn't about to be fobbed off. Well, not without getting in one little dig himself.
Hello. I'm fine, and you?
Okay, thanks.
Goody good. You staying here?
Yeah. Could you not follow me, please?
Okay. So this is a completely closed off site now, is it?
Yeah.
You work for Serco, do you?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, nice work if you can get it.
Roughly translated, man without job takes day off from doing nothing to walk up to man with an actual job and tells him to get a job. Have I got that right? Nigel then decided that this problem's too big for just one racist. Yep, step forward, sleazy, sexist and former Australian national embarrassment, Tony Abbott.
We've had 2 waves of illegal arrivals by sea in Australia. The first took place in the late 1990s.
Really? I thought it was the 18th century, 1765 to be precise. Have the history books got it wrong? Well, a very interesting and enlightening part of the interview came when the F word asked PM Abbott about trading with a post-Brexit Britain.
And frankly, if you're a law firm in London, you ought to be able to hang up your shingle in Sydney and vice versa. If you're a doctor in Sydney, you ought to be able to practice in London and vice versa. And as far as Britain and Australia are concerned, there should be free movement of people.
Ah, I see. So when you meant immigrants should be stopped coming into this country, you didn't mean immigrants. You meant immigrants. And it seems Nigel has his wish. In the middle of a pandemic and 5 months before a no-deal Brexit, when the right wing's backs are against the wall, you've got to go back to what you know. And there's nobody better when it comes to blaming illegal immigrants. Here is Tory MP Adam Holloway speaking to BBC Breakfast. Now, don't be confused by the decor. Despite what you may hear, this wasn't recorded in the 16th century.
Let's just be very candid about this. These are people from poorer countries who want a better life for themselves. I would probably do the same. But they are people who've travelled through multiple safe countries.
Yes, coming over here trying to better themselves. So what, if anything, can be done? No need to panic. Priti Patel's on the case. We may not have quarantined anybody coming in the middle of a global pandemic, but when it comes to 7 brown people in a dinghy, we are all over it. The solution is, drum roll please, to enforce the agreement that we have with the French, which means that we're able to return illegal immigrants to France under Section 2A, Paragraph C of the European Union. Oh, right. One other thing, having watched a lot of Nigel Farage's videos, the things I do for this show, I notice he tries to dress up opinion as fact, simply by adding "to my knowledge" or "I believe," and just quickly slipping it in. Honestly, the two-faced, shit-stirring, cum-custarded, tiny-dicked, hot, charmless, pruted, personality, self-serving, dehumanising, racist, pug-pot, slapped, happy fucknut. Apparently. Brexit negotiations are continuing, but time waits for no one. So Liz Truss, the British Trade Secretary, an actual person who once got up in the House of Commons and said this when she was Justice Chief.
I was at HMP Pentonville last week. They've now got patrol dogs who are barking, which helps deter drones. So we're using all kinds of solutions to deal with contraband coming into our prison.
Good to know we have our top people working on it. The Japanese will certainly be only too happy to sign.
Well, the UK currently conducts its bilateral trade with Japan through the existing deal that they negotiated with the EU last year, and Britain was initially expecting or hoping that that deal would just automatically be rolled over, as is the case with some other countries. But Tokyo refused.
So the Japanese weren't prepared to offer the same deal because they wanted to offer us a better one? Yes? Is that the case? Hello? Don't leave. Fuck. He'll be back. We actually have been doing some trade. The good news is we have purchased 50 million cleaning cloths for a bargain price of £160 million. The bad news is they were supposed to be surgical masks. Damn it! Did nobody check the company we bought them from? Well, Liz Truss has an advisor that works for her called Andrew Mills, and his company, Prosper Mills Limited, ooh, subtle, were going to be awarded the contract, but they only started last year and had £100 in assets. £100, that's got to be, what, a chair and a desk? Not even a computer. So I guess not wanting to be seen as having a conflict of interest, he recommended another company, Ayanda. Fair enough. Ayanda is a family trusted company run by a number of advisors, including Andrew Mills, who is on their board. Ker-fucking-ching. Or as Nigel Farage would say...
Nice work if you can get it.
Well, that's it for another week. Thank you so much for watching. And if you are enjoying these vids, please subscribe and hit the notifications bell to make sure you don't miss another. And I'll see you next Monday. Take care.